Welcome to our exploration of trade liberalization and its impact on economic growth. In today's interconnected world, the movement of goods, services, and capital across borders has become a defining feature of modern economies. Trade liberalization refers to the process of reducing barriers such as tariffs, quotas, and regulations that restrict international trade. By opening up markets, countries can access a wider variety of products, technologies, and investment opportunities. This scene sets the stage for understanding how these changes can spark economic growth and transform societies, paving the way for deeper insights in the following sections. Trade liberalization is the removal or reduction of restrictions or barriers on the free exchange of goods between nations. These barriers include tariffs, import quotas, and licensing requirements. By lowering these obstacles, countries aim to encourage more open and competitive markets. This process is often driven by international agreements and organizations that promote global commerce. Understanding the basics of trade liberalization helps us appreciate its role in shaping economic policies and outcomes around the world. In the next scene, we'll look at how these changes can influence economic growth. Economic growth refers to the increase in the value of goods and services produced by an economy over time. It's typically measured by the rise in a country's gross domestic product, or GDP. Growth can result from various factors, including technological innovation, investment in infrastructure, and improvements in workforce skills. However, one of the most significant drivers of economic growth is the expansion of trade. As we'll see, trade liberalization can play a crucial role in accelerating this process by creating new opportunities for businesses and consumers alike. Understand the impact of trade liberalization. It's helpful to look at history. After World War II, many countries embraced open trade policies, leading to the creation of institutions like the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade (GATT), and later the World Trade Organization (WTO). These efforts helped reduce trade barriers worldwide, fueling decades of economic expansion. Countries that participated in this liberalization experienced significant growth, rising incomes, and improved living standards. This historical perspective highlights the potential benefits of open markets. Tariffs and quotas are common tools used by governments to control trade. Tariffs are taxes on imported goods, making them more expensive and less competitive compared to domestic products. Quotas, on the other hand, set limits on the quantity of certain goods that can be imported. While these measures can protect local industries, they often lead to higher prices and less choice for consumers. Trade liberalization seeks to reduce or eliminate these barriers, allowing for more efficient allocation of resources and greater economic growth. One of the most immediate effects of trade liberalization is the benefit to consumers. With fewer barriers, imported goods become more affordable and accessible. This means consumers enjoy a wider variety of products at lower prices. Increased competition also encourages domestic producers to improve quality and efficiency. As a result, households can stretch their budgets further, raising their standard of living. In the next scene, we'll see how businesses also gain from open market. Trade liberalization opens up new markets for businesses, allowing them to sell their products and services to a global audience. This expansion can lead to increased sales, higher profits, and more opportunities for growth. Companies can also access cheaper inputs and advanced technologies from abroad, boosting their competitiveness. By participating in international trade, businesses can achieve economies of scale and innovate more rapidly. These advantages contribute to overall economic growth and job creation. As businesses expand into new markets, the demand for labor often increases. Trade liberalization can lead to job creation in industries that are competitive on a global scale. While some sectors may face challenges, the overall effect is typically positive, with new employment opportunities emerging in export-oriented industries. These jobs can offer higher wages and better working conditions, contributing to economic development and poverty reduction. Open markets attract foreign direct investment. As companies seek to take advantage of new opportunities, investment flows into sectors such as manufacturing, technology, and infrastructure, driving innovation and productivity. This influx of capital can help modernize industries, create jobs, and stimulate economic growth. Countries that embrace trade liberalization often see higher levels of investment, which further accelerates their development. Trade liberalization facilitates the transfer of technology and knowledge between countries. When companies operate in multiple markets, they bring advanced techniques and innovations with them. This exchange helps domestic industries upgrade their processes and products, leading to higher productivity and competitiveness. Over time, technology transfer can transform entire sectors, making economies more dynamic and resilient. By reducing trade barriers, countries can specialize in producing goods and services where they have a comparative advantage. This specialization leads to more efficient use of resources, lower costs, and higher output. As a result, economies become more productive and competitive on the global stage. Efficiency gains from trade liberalization benefit both producers and consumers, creating a virtuous cycle of growth. While trade liberalization brings many benefits, it can also pose challenges. Some industries may struggle to compete with foreign imports, leading to job losses and economic adjustment. Governments often implement policies to support affected workers and help them transition to new opportunities. These adjustments are crucial for ensuring that the gains from trade are widely shared and that economies remain resilient. International organizations like the World Trade Organization (WTO) play a key role in promoting trade liberalization. They facilitate negotiations, resolve disputes, and set rules for global commerce. By providing a framework for cooperation, these organizations help ensure that trade remains fair and predictable. Their efforts have contributed to the steady expansion of international trade and economic growth worldwide. China's rapid economic growth over the past few decades is a powerful example of the impact of trade liberalization. By opening its markets and joining the WTO, China attracted massive foreign investment and became a global manufacturing powerhouse. This transformation lifted hundreds of millions out of poverty and turned China into the world's second-largest economy. The Chinese experience demonstrates how open trade policies can drive development and prosperity. Many Latin American countries have also pursued trade liberalization, with varying results. Nations like Chile and Mexico embraced open markets, leading to increased exports, investment, and economic growth. However, others face challenges due to weak institutions and lack of diversification. These experiences highlight the importance of complementary policies and strong governance in maximizing the benefits of trade liberalization. Trade agreements are formal arrangements between countries to reduce barriers and promote commerce. Examples include the North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, and the European Union's Single Market. These agreements create larger markets, encourage investment, and foster economic integration. By participating in trade agreements, countries can amplify the benefits of liberalization and drive regional growth. Export-led growth is a strategy where countries focus on producing goods for international markets. This approach has been successful in many East Asian economies such as South Korea and Singapore. By leveraging trade liberalization, these nations achieved rapid industrialization, technological advancement, and rising incomes. Export-led growth demonstrates the power of open markets to transform economies. Trade liberalization, domestic industries often face increased competition from imported goods. While this can drive innovation and efficiency, it may also lead to job losses in less competitive sectors. Governments can help by investing in education, retraining programs, and social safety nets. Balancing the benefits of open markets with support for affected workers is essential for sustainable growth. Trade liberalization can sometimes contribute to income inequality, as the gains from trade are not always evenly distributed. Skilled workers in competitive industries may benefit more while others face challenges. Policymakers must address these disparities through targeted interventions such as education and social programs to ensure that economic growth is inclusive and benefits all segments of society. Expansion of trade can have environmental impacts, such as increased resource use and pollution. Sustainable trade policies are needed to balance economic growth with environmental protection. Many countries are adopting green technologies and standards to minimize negative effects. Integrating environmental considerations into trade agreements helps ensure that growth is both robust and sustainable. For developing countries, trade liberalization offers opportunities to integrate into the global economy and accelerate growth. Access to larger markets, investment, and technology can drive development. However, these countries may need support to build capacity and address structural challenges. International cooperation and aid can help ensure that developing nations fully benefit from open trade. Open markets foster innovation by exposing businesses to new ideas, technologies, and competition. Companies must continuously improve to stay competitive, leading to greater investment in research and development. This culture of innovation drives productivity and economic growth, benefiting both businesses and consumers. Trade liberalization encourages firms to become more productive by adopting best practices and new technologies. Exposure to international competition pushes businesses to optimize their operations and reduce costs. Over time, these productivity gains translate into higher economic growth and improved living standards. By creating jobs, raising incomes, and lowering prices, trade liberalization can help reduce poverty. Countries that embrace open markets often see significant improvements in living conditions, especially for low-income populations. However, targeted policies are needed to ensure that the most vulnerable groups are not left behind. Expanding trade often requires investment in infrastructure such as ports, roads, and communication networks. Improved infrastructure facilitates the movement of goods and people, making economies more efficient and competitive. These investments not only support trade but also contribute to broader economic development. Trade liberalization isn't limited to goods, it also covers services like finance, education, and healthcare. Opening up service sectors can attract investment, create jobs, and improve quality. As economies become more service-oriented, liberalizing these areas becomes increasingly important for sustained growth. Small and medium-sized enterprises (SMEs) can benefit from trade liberalization by accessing new markets and resources. However, they may also face challenges in adapting to increased competition. Supportive policies such as access to finance and training can help SMEs thrive in an open trading environment. The rise of digital technologies has transformed global trade. E-commerce platforms enable businesses of all sizes to reach international customers, while digital services cross borders instantly. Trade liberalization in the digital realm presents new opportunities and challenges, requiring updated policies and regulations. Looking ahead, trade liberalization will continue to shape the global economy. Emerging trends such as digitalization, sustainability, and shifting geopolitical dynamics will influence how countries approach open markets. Adapting to these changes will be essential for maintaining growth and prosperity in the years to come. Summary: trade liberalization has the potential to drive significant economic growth by opening markets, fostering innovation, and creating opportunities for businesses and consumers. However, it also requires careful management to address challenges such as inequality and environmental impact. Adopting balanced policies and international cooperation, countries can harness the benefits of open trade while ensuring sustainable and inclusive development for all.